What's the reasoning behind this whole? I guess people are, programmed to go for the path of least resistance, right? For the most part. And it's like the idea of like, I can just take a pill for a lot of my problems.
Yeah.
Is that, and I understand there's like 100% a place for taking pills where it can level somebody out and then allow you then at that level state to then work on things.
Sure.
But what's obviously you can say big pharma,
Yeah.
but do you think there's like a thing behind maybe the wrong people having the ability to prescribe pills? Because in your profession, you're not able to prescribe things, right? But you can recommend to a doctor to then prescribe something.
People just need to go to their GP initially, right? And GPs can prescribe, antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication. Usually if it's something more severe, right? Like, psychotic symptoms or things like that, or manic type symptoms, you would refer them on to a specialist, psychiatrist, or even people that struggle with ADD or ADHD. GPs can't initially prescribe that medication.
Isn't it incredibly easy though to get like an ADD prescription? It isn't.
I don't know.
I know friends who've like tried gaming the system just to get Ritalin.
Yeah.
I
think it's probably true.
One of my friends like researched it, and you probably don't want to hear this, but
no, I don't mind.
But he was like, he researched everything on Google, and then he went into like he didn't get it, but he went into the consultation. He said, I have such a hard time like focusing, and he kept like looking around. And he's like a totally normal guy, Yeah, I just get distracted all the time. And then he was like, I can't prescribe it. He's like, oh, what? What do you mean? And he just turned fully level-headed right afterwards. So dumb.
That's a crack up.
But like, aren't you in a sense like more qualified than a GP to prescribe something? Not necessarily in like a purely academic sense, but just knowing the individual and knowing what would be best for them?
No.
You don't think so?
No. No, because I don't, I think I don't have the training,
sure,
or the medical background. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think that I would be qualified for that. In this book that I brought with me,
Lost Connections.
Yeah, Lost Connections by Johann Hari.
Nice.
Right? Even if you just picked up and read the first chapter, or the first couple of chapters about...
Read the whole thing. Go for it.
He talks about the wand, right? And how, back in like the 1700s, there was a guy who, promised to cure people's pain with this metal wand that he had, right? And initially it took effect, right? And then other people replicated it, and they wrapped a piece of wood in metal and they waved that over people, and that took effect as well. There was nothing curative about a piece of wood wrapped in metal, nor was there about his wand, but it was, kind of the discovery of the placebo effect,
sure,
right? And so he talks a lot in the book about how the belief in these drugs working also plays a role, right, in their effectiveness. So that's interesting. It's a thought-provoking commentary on antidepressant medication, how studies are published, which, yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to say too much because
spoilers.
I think, but I also think, there are definitely people that have benefited.
Absolutely.
From taking antidepressant medication. So, I don't ever, if that's what people want to do, that's their choice, and there is a place for it, but I do think that often, and I do commiserate with GPs that are, they're the front line, that's where people are told to go. And so GPs get people coming in that just feel desperate and they want to be able to help or do something, and so I think that is often, what they do to try to offer something to their patient, so, and I also appreciate that it costs $5 for a prescription.
Sure.
Yeah. And that therapy is more expensive and more difficult to access.